Welcome to week 25 of pregnancy. Your little baby is measuring in at 13 inches and approximately 1.5 pounds. Your baby's lungs are continuing to develop and expand each and every day. Blood vessels are forming deep within the lungs, which will get them closer to being fully functioning over the next 3 months. Blood vessels are also forming under your baby's skin, which is making the skin look pinker daily. And those small blood vessels are beginning to fill with blood right after they are formed. Your baby is now practicing breathing through their nostrils, in addition to their mouth also this week. Your sweet baby is now large enough for you to feel them not only kick, but also turn. You can distinguish these new movements because they will be longer in duration, and if you have not felt this yet, you will soon. Your baby is living in a space the size of a ball right now, or to be exact, a soccer ball. If you have older children, this comparison can be more concrete to them. If you hold a soccer ball, describe to them that the baby gets to swim, and you can use a water baby that we've used before. So if your baby gets to swim in the approximate size of a soccer ball, and it's actually like just the approximate size of what your belly will be in its rounded way. Now, if you want to be really creative, you could also cut open the soccer ball so that only half is showing and show that the baby fits exactly within this space. There are many ways to get little ones involved in the pregnancy process if we just take the time to help them learn to love their new sibling before birth. Your baby's brain is also developing more each day and also creating specific types of neurons for specific parts of the brain from now until birth. The growth rate for the brain at this time is about 250,000 nerve cells per minute. The brain is constantly changing its appearance during these final 15 weeks of pregnancy and becoming more detailed each week in order to reach its 1 billion neuron goal for a baby at birth. Since your baby's brain is already capable of emotions at this point in the womb, it is amazing to consider that their self-soothing abilities are already starting to kick in. There may not be any crying in the womb because baby is so close to you and has every single need met on the inside. But that does not mean they are not scared sometimes by things that are happening outside the womb, which can be unexpected. Babies are calmed by us as mothers, and whether we want to acknowledge it or not, our babies will be happier and more content by being close to us in the months that follow birth also. Even if you have already been counting the days when you are not physically carrying them attached to you constantly. Though it may be easier to do a task without them, babies still desire this closeness after birth. Birth is not something that detaches the emotional bond like the physical one when the cord is cut. So when you hear parents speak of those crying babies and sleepless days and nights, don't be worried, because by following a traditional Catholic bonding where babies are kept close and needs are met through our arms being wrapped around them, babies will be happier and more pleasant all around. It may feel like it might be too early to think about this now, especially if this is your first baby, but you will easily be able to see this after birth when you put your baby down, awake or asleep, to do something for yourself. Your baby, along with most babies, will express themselves rather quickly by crying the sweetest little cry that will wrench your heart to come quickly. Yes, children can adapt to being away from their mothers after birth, But that doesn't mean that they will be happy and content like they would be if you were holding them. So, as you begin to think about this for your future with baby after birth, it may be a good week to ponder Mary again and how she devoted everything to be with Jesus at every moment. She chose a very poor life for his benefit, when she could have said, with just having one, I can leave him and go do what I want with family or in service of the community, and he will be okay. She could have said, I can leave him with my friends or his grandparents while I go out with Joseph by myself. And if he cries, well, he'll get used to it. Can you really picture Mary saying this? I certainly can't. And if you cannot either, then it may be time to rethink what your plan is for your life after your own baby is born. Love is a sacrifice, and that sacrifice does not end with the end of your pregnancy. It just changes in its appearance. If you have the ability to go to adoration this week, this can be a very good thing to ponder. Do we have images in our church of Mary after Jesus' birth and during Jesus' early life without him by her side? I cannot think of one until we see him as a 12-year-old growing boy into a young man, preaching and teaching in the temple. Through most of his life, we know that Jesus' life was a private mystery of loving care by both Joseph and Mary. We can only think of what it was like and be reassured that it was a mystery worth thinking of and emulating. A good book to consider on your parenting journey is Parenting with Grace. The second edition is a paperback, and it was published on June 15, 2010 by a world-renowned Catholic therapist, Dr. Gregory Popcak, and his wife Lisa, who has had many titles including lactation consultant. May you have a wonderful week, my friend.